Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm finally up-potting my tomatoes. I think I have 21 varieties of tomatoes. I am going to up-pot as many as I can. So far, I have 36 pots ready to go. And then I did up another 18, so that would be 54. I have pots that are ready so that I can up pot these tomatoes. And we are just going to start with the very first one that I have here, and this is the Amish paste tomato. So I'm just moving that tag over to here. This way I can just dump this in here, and that way I can ease the tomato plants out a little bit easier than trying to dig them up. And I'm going to be planting them as deep as I can put them into. I've got my hole already set up. So I'm going to plant them as deep as I can put them into the pot. And then I also have set up, I'm going to grab a little bit extra dirt here. I also have set up a fan, which I will have that going. So when my timer comes on and my lights turn on, my fan will turn on and just automatically start blowing on these, because I want that air circulating around my plants. And that also helps the plants become a little bit more stockier, is having that airflow around the plants. These tomato plants look really nice. And I have my last one. So if I have 21 varieties, I know I have more than 3 plants on a lot of them. This was one of the few that I only had 3 seeds take, but I know I have a lot of tomatoes that have more than 3. So, okay, on to my next variety. The next one is the New Girl. And I actually have 6 seeds that have taken on the New Girl. And then we'll loosen these out of the pot. I'm so glad that I'm getting to these, because these tomatoes definitely are getting to the point that they needed to be in their own planting spot. They are just going to go crazy with all this extra space in the pot for them, not being all root bound by other plants. We were actually in Kamloops on the weekend. My husband had a competition shoot in Kamloops, and while he was shooting, I was doing a bunch of shopping, and I went to the usual Costco, and then I also went to Nature's Fair, which is a health food store, because I buy a lot of different dairy-free products that I cook with and bake with for my son. I also got, because he's dairy and gluten-free, and then I also got a gluten-free all-purpose flour mix, which is nice to have on hand. And you know, a 2 kg bag of gluten-free flour mix, $20 for 2 kgs. I could buy a 10-pound bag of regular flour for almost half that price. But it's like it's bad enough the price of groceries for somebody that doesn't have to follow a diet, but for people that do have to follow a specific diet, like a gluten and dairy free, it's like it's so expensive. It's crazy. Like I say, if I thought groceries were bad enough, thank goodness we grow our own food. Well, I mean, not in the winter time, but we grow our own food in the summertime. And not that I grow dairy items or flour for that matter, so I'm not really saving any money as far as dairy and gluten-free go, but I am growing my own vegetables, so that's a good thing. Okay, my next variety, done the 6 of those. The next one is the Black Krim, and I have 4 of the Black Krim. Do I have an extra? Well, I do have an extra Black Krim. Awesome. Because what I'm going to do is I am going to put that in the back of that one. That way I know that I have 3 in this one row, but then I have 1 more in the next row over. Any extra tomato plants that I end up with, last year what I did was I had over 100 tomato plants last year, and I was hoping I wouldn't have that much this year, but it's probably going to be pretty darn close to over 100 again. And then what I did last year was I sold some, and I'm involved in a gardening club committee. And what I did was I posted it on the Facebook gardening club page to see if anybody was interested in any tomato plants, and I just put down what varieties I had available. And I had a couple of people get a hold of me, and they came and picked up those tomato plants. So that was good. I was able to get rid of those. Okay, we have Aunt Ruby's German Green. This was my absolute favorite. One of my absolute favorites, I should say. So I only have 2, and that's perfect because that's how many plants that I plant in my garden. 2 of each variety. So that's perfect for me. And that's pretty much all I need to worry about is the ones that I need. And then, like I say, any extras, I will just try and sell them. And that is perfect. We'll go on to the next one. This is the Carnival Blend. I only have 2 tiny little tomato plants here. So let's get these ones planted. I plan on reusing these pots that I'm taking these tomato plants out of so that I can up-pot my marigolds. And I'm going to be using these pots that I had started my tomato plants in. Those are the pots I'm going to use to up-pot my marigolds, and I have a couple of other things in as well, but majority of it is marigolds. So I'm going to be up-potting those. And then I want to start my cucumber and squash seeds as well today. Or I'm hoping. I got to get them done this week. I'm running down. I'm down to the crunch time of getting all these seeds and everything planted. Okay, so this next one is the Sweetie Cherry, and I have 5 of the Sweetie Cherry. So we'll put that there. And do I have another Sweetie Cherry? Yes. And I'll put that in there. I really like the Sweetie Cherry, and the Sweetie Cherry is an indeterminate variety, so it will be going out in my raised bed garden. All my indeterminates, I have decided all of them are going in the raised bed garden. Any of the determinate, the bush style tomatoes, they will be going on the deck into pots. So, and I have quite a few of both. So that's okay. I like my tomatoes. And I mean, tomatoes are so versatile. You can, like, besides canning with them, fresh eating with them, you can dehydrate them and snack dehydrate the cherry tomatoes, cut them in half, dehydrate them, and you can snack on those as a snack as well. I've done that, and that is good as well. So they're quite versatile. Anyways, I think so. And I mean, canning alone, there are so many ways of canning tomatoes, not just for canned tomatoes. I mean, you have your salsas. You can do, I've done bruschetta in a jar too, and that is really good. I've done different types of canned tomatoes, like I've done Italian canned tomatoes. And the next one is the Cherry Roma tomato. Again, I have 4 of these. So the Cherry Roma. I know I seen another tag here, so I'll put this one here, and I'll put this one right there. That way when we're doing 2 rows, it's not confusing as to which one is where. I have it pretty much figured out. Okay. I gotta try and untangle the leaves. It's not even so much the roots, it's untangling the leaves. Okay, I'm gonna add a little dirt around here. These tomatoes are going to be so happy to just be in their own little home, not having to share it with anyone else. I'm sure of it. And when I water these, I'm going to be adding some of my starter food fertilizer for the starter plants. And then I water with that every couple of weeks until they go into the ground. And that'll just get them off to a good start. Add some more dirt in around here. Oh yeah, so I also, after I went to Nature's Fair when I was in Kamloops, and then I also went to Value Village, and I found, I'm always looking at all the clothes in Value Village, but I found myself some Carhartt pants. So I ended up getting these Carhartt pants so that I can use them for when I'm working out in the yard. Whether I'm mowing the lawn or I'm doing my gardening, I have these awesome Carhartt pants, and they're so durable. $6.99 for these Carhartt pants. Plus, I had a 30% off coupon for Value Village, so that was super awesome. Okay, yellow pear is next. Another indeterminate. These are just, some of these are such nice plants. Like, that's a really nice looking tomato plant for a seedling. Like, it's just gonna get better now that I've actually got them into their own pot. And I'm going to be putting some air flow onto them. They are going to just feel like they have gone to heaven. I still have to plant my potatoes in the garden. Oops, big clump of dirt just fell into my hole, taking up my space for my tomato. Yeah, I still have to plant my potatoes, but I have everything figured out. I just have to, we just got back from Kamloops today. And so I have this week to get this last little bit of everything done. Like, this is just crazy. I'm so far behind. I'm just playing catch up the whole time. Getting all my laundry done from last week, and then the weekend being gone. Also, we took our trailer with us, travel trailer with us to Kamloops. It's just so much cheaper. There's another thing that's super expensive. Hotel rooms. Ever since COVID, the price of hotel rooms is insane. Okay, I'm gonna put this last one in the back here. And then I have to write a little tag for that as well. So I will grab another new tag. Got my pencil here. Yellow pear. Plus I picked up a couple of pairs of shoes as well when I was at Value Village. That was awesome. I think I got 3 pairs of shoes. One were a pair of leather Clarks, really nice, really in good shape. And then I got some really cute Skechers too, but I'm throwing them into the washing machine, the Skechers, because they were, I don't know, I just feel like I need to wash them. This is I'm on my 3rd tray of uppotting my tomatoes. Now I'm doing the Sun Gold tomatoes, and these are cherry tomato that I'm uppotting. And this is my last, I did 3 trays, and I've filled up all 3 trays already, which, I mean, it doesn't take long to fill these up. And I still have 7 more varieties that I need to uppot. So I have to get another tray, 2 trays, I'm sure, because you have 7 varieties and there's only 18 cells that you can fit into a tray of this size of pots that I'm doing. I can fit 18. Now if I go into something a little larger, then I'm not going to even be able to get 18 pots in the tray. So I got to try and figure out where I'm going from here as far as what am I going to put these tomato plants into that I'm uppotting, because I am not only running out of space in my, actually my plant stands are fine, because now instead of having them go horizontally across, now I'm lining them up vertically, and I can fit 4 trays onto a shelf doing it vertically. So that part isn't a big, huge deal. I just have to find the pots is basically what I'm thinking. And it's my sister actually gave me a bunch of the, I think they're the 3-inch pots when I was there in the summer, last summer. She had me go through a bunch of her pots and she gave me a bunch of pots. So that was super awesome. So I've got 3 trays filled now. I can only fit 14 in this tray. I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I've just ran out of optimum sized pots. So I am just using what I have and making the best of it. And I have the bottom tray is filled with water, so it's going to soak up into the dirt. But I'm just trying to get this done and be done with potting up tomatoes. So this next one is the mystery tomato. So for this one, I'm only going to do 2. I wasn't even sure that these seeds would germinate. So I'm just going to take the 2 best tomatoes plants and I will pot up 2 of my mystery tomato. I did get the Sun Gold potted up in this tray as well. So, I mean, unfortunately, all of the seeds took, but I'm just going to do 2 and that's okay. I just, because I don't know what they're going to be like, this was a friend of mine that had produced her own tomato and she has been playing around with getting her own tomato seeds. We'll go on to the next, which is, I thought that was Sun Gold. What was it that I just planted? Oh my gosh. It wasn't Sun Gold, it was San Marzano. So I went and put the wrong tag in there. It's a San Marzano. So now I have to make a tag for that. I'm glad I figured that out. Well, I would be hard pressed if I wouldn't have figured that out. Marzano. Had to think about what I was writing. Should have been able to figure it out since I am about to plant Sun Gold tomatoes. So this Sun Gold, this is the cherry tomato of the variety that my brother-in-law, it's his new favorite, and so I definitely wanted to try some of these. And I think I will go with 3 of these. And that should be lots. I might do 4, I don't know. I think 3 for sure. And we will see where we get. Just adding some more soil here around this tomato plant. But I'm definitely going to need another tray for more. Because I've got, like I say, a room for 14, and I definitely have more than 14 plants. That's for sure. So I'm gonna put this other Sun Gold right here so I know that. And yeah, I think I'll do 4 of the Sun Gold. I'm gonna better make some extra tags. Just when they're in these circular pots, it's easier to get them mixed up. So I'm going to do another Sun Gold tag, and I'm going to put it right there. And yeah, I think I'll plant one more back here in this one. I mean, if it's that good, maybe I should pot enough. Next is chocolate sprinkles. And I know I have an extra. Put that right there. That leaves me with 4 more varieties to plant still. Okay, we'll separate these up, and I will take the best out of. I was going to take you outside and show you my seeds that I planted and see if any of them are coming up. It's been just over a week since I planted these seeds. I don't know if it's been 10 days, but it's been just over a week since I planted the seeds. And I was gonna take you out there to show you if anything was coming up, but it is so miserable out there. It is raining. It is super windy, and I just don't feel like going out there and battling that today. I'm glad it's raining, because then that means I don't have to water. So that part I'm happy about. Okay, so here we have my 4 trays of tomato plants set up underneath my lights. I ended up raising up that top tray or shelf a little higher so that that would give me more room for these tomatoes. I have my oscillating fan, and that is... Hi, welcome back. We're on the next day. I ran out of time when I was potting up my tomatoes, but I have all of my squash seeds and my cells already. I am doing my squash seeds in a 4-cell tray, and I'm just putting I'm putting in 1 squash seed in each cell. So I'll be planting 4 seeds, and we'll see what we get from that. My first one that I'm doing is the bonbon squash. I've heard a lot of really good things about the bonbon squash, so I am going to try growing it. Where did I get? Oh, okay. I've got 2 seeds. Kind of a squirrel, not paying attention to what I'm doing. And I have a couple of spots that I can put these into where I had my spaghetti squash last year. I could plant the bonbon squash. I'm going to try planting my spaghetti squash again on a panel over in my raised bed garden. Okay, so the next one I'm doing is the mashed potato squash. And I grew this last year. My seeds didn't take, but I bought 2 plants, and I think I got about 7 mashed potato squash, and I've only cooked them one way. I cut them in half and I baked them, and then I scooped out the pulp and I mashed it up just like you would with a mashed potato, and it actually was quite nice. But I haven't had a lot of them. Like, I still have some in my storage area. Okay, next is the butternut squash. I have 2 varieties of butternut squash, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant 2 seeds of each variety. I've got only 4 in here, so I'll plant 2 of this one, and this one is Canisi. I can't even remember if I've planted these, or I just have had a hard time getting a good butternut squash plant. And this is the Burpees Butterbush. And I will plant 2 of these. So we'll see what happens. Okay, next I'm going to plant, it's called the Candy Roaster Squash. I've watched Little Mountain Ranch and Chelsea. She has grown these. So my sister ended up picking up the seeds when she was, just make sure I'm doing the right one. Maybe she ordered these and then she sent them to me. And from what Chelsea on Little Mountain Ranch, she really liked them a lot. So I'm gonna give them a try and see how that does too. So that's that one. Then I have the Spirit Pumpkin. I planted this not last year, but the year before. Somehow I forgot to plant pumpkin. I don't know how that happens, but anyways, I'm planting it this year. I planted it the year before, and it doesn't sprawl like your traditional pumpkins do, because I had it in a corner in one of my raised beds, and it actually didn't go very far. But I only got, I think, 2 pumpkins off of it. So it wasn't a, very heavy producer. So I'm going to try it again, and we'll see how it goes for this year. And then last on my squash is the spaghetti squash, and I need a tag for that. I'm amazed I don't have a spaghetti squash tag. Huh. Well, I can write one up quickly. What happened is I probably left them in the ground from last year when I took the plants out. I probably didn't grab the plants. I'm just going to move these to over here because I am going to be starting some cucumber seeds today too. Okay, so spaghetti squash. And the spaghetti squash is the one that I have put it on my cattle panels, and it actually worked out pretty good. I think I got like over a dozen spaghetti squash off of them. And then when the squash grows, what I have are these mesh bags that I use to hold the squash. I put them in the mesh bags and I tie the mesh bag to the side of one of the panels, the wire on it, and what that does is that holds the squash so it's not tugging down on the vine. And it worked actually really well doing it that way. Okay, so next I'm going to be doing cucumbers, and the first one I'm doing is the pickling cucumber. I haven't had a lot of, I've had them grow, but I haven't had them produce a whole lot. So I'm really hoping, I'm going to put 2 seeds in each spot, and I've got the 4 cells. So we'll see how it goes. Last year I ended up buying cucumbers plants, and I got the Market More cucumbers, and they actually did pretty good. I got quite a few cucumbers, mostly for eating. I didn't end up using any of them for any type of canning. That's, just a sec. That was the Market More, that wasn't the pickling. Not the Market More, the one I just planted was not the Market More, it was the improved long green cucumber seed. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Too much talky. This is the pickling cucumber. The long green, I planted that last year, and it actually, I don't think I got any plants from it, and that's why I ended up buying the market more. So here's hoping that I can get something from them this time. And then I have 2 spots left over, and what I'm going to do is I am going to plant some sunflowers. I have quite a few sunflowers. Which ones am I going to plant today? Let's do the Color Fashion. I really liked the Color Fashion sunflowers. And I'm going to plant, so I'll do the Color Fashion first. Oh, and Monet's Palette. And these are such small little sunflower seeds. I'm always surprised. Okay, I'm doing this different. I had already pre-made my holes for what I thought was going to be all squash, but I don't want a single hole, so I'm filling these back in because I'm actually going to do 2 holes in each cell, and I'm going to put 2 seeds in each spot, and then I will separate the sunflowers on whichever ones take. So I'm changing what I'm doing because I just want to get as many of the sunflowers. So I'll put 2 in that one and 2 in this hole, and I have the chance that I could have 8 sunflowers in each one. I'm actually trying to get this done. I have to, I'm on my way to go to work this morning, and I'm trying to get this done before I go to work. Okay. So that was the Color Fashion sunflower. These are probably more tags that I forgot to bring in from in my raised beds. So that was the Color Fashion. And then I'm going to do one for Monet's Palette. These I grew last year, and they are absolutely beautiful. Monet's Palette. And I will do the same for that one. So I've got those. I'm putting the ones that I've planted off to the side so I can write them in my book. Oh, I only have 2, and the other one's stuck in the corner. 2 of the Monet's Palette. 2 seeds. So I am going to do the Joker sunflower. Another really pretty sunflower right there. So I'll do that for the rest of the other 3 spots. Not quite what I had planned, but when you run out of seeds, you run out of seeds. There's not too much you can do about that, so that's okay. We'll do these jokers, and I'll put 2 in each hole, and then we'll cover these up, and I will put them on the shelf, and I'm going to put a thing of plastic dome over top of these
So I got those all planted, which is what I wanted to do. I got my tomatoes up potted. I still have 4 varieties to up pot. So I just want to thank you for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.